First of all, what goes through your mind when you do all this crazy stuff? I know there's a lot of preparation, but when you're actually putting your foot on the gas, what are you thinking?
I mean, I truly enjoy doing this stuff. Dreamt about it as a kid and was inspired by the 80s and the groupie era and the 90s with Colin McRae, and really truly appreciate like sort of the level that I've been able to achieve doing this. So getting in the car, anytime that I get in the car, it's truly a sense of enjoyment, especially a car like the Mustang that we have here. It's so much fun to drive. But at the same time too, a lot of the stuff that I do from stage rally to rallycross, it's riding that fine line of the highest performance that you can get, driving the best that you can, and not crashing. That's always a big fear, is finding that line between the highest speed that you can possibly get and the negatives that can go along with that.
How is it for you to adapt to all these different disciplines?
Well, luckily nowadays, most everything that I'm doing is in similar cars. When I started with Ford back in 2010, I was in a Focus for World Rally and a Fiesta for Rallycross, and then a different Fiesta for stage rally in the States, and then I had drove the Escort a couple times, and it was difficult going from car to car. But nowadays we've actually narrowed down the chassis and everything that I use, and I've gotten more of them. So when I go do rallycross or Gymkhana, that sort of thing, it's in mostly the same setup. But even the Hoonigan, it actually drives just the same as my Fiesta does. It's just kind of bigger and has a bit more power. So it's taken a lot of time and a lot of experience to get to where I am, and also as a team, we've worked really hard to refine sort of the setups to make sure they're fairly consistent through all the cars.
What about the Gymkhanas? I guess that there's a lot of preparation going on before, let's say, you close down San Francisco.
Yeah.
How easy is it to organize everything, and how much time do you have, to actually do it?
Yeah, the fun thing about the Gymkhana videos is that, I love driving. The driving part of it is really, really fun. For someone to shut down part of a city and let me go do what I want to do with it, that's amazing as a race car driver to be able to do that. But on the other side, there's a big creative element that it takes about 6 months from the first time we decide what direction that we're going to go with something, say a city or a certain facility or whatever, to then do the scouting trips and figuring out the different elements that we want to use and script everything out. And luckily I work with a great team internally at Hoonigan Racing, and also with a great set of guys that are the production company that we work with. So we all work together for about 6 months to go through the creative process to get ready then to shoot. And shooting is usually 4 to 5 days, and the company that we use is a Hollywood production firm, so they're very good and very much understand what it takes to professionally do things like San Francisco and LA, where integrating with the film commissions from the city and the police force and the emergency vehicles and all that sort of stuff really takes a very organized production crew.
And how does it feel for you to see, let's say, the jump that was the Alcatraz and the rock on the
Yeah.
back? How does it feel to see the footage done, perfect, executed?
It's amazing, because there's a lot of work that goes into that. I mean, that simple jump, I mean, from everything from the car preparation side, what speed I have to be at, the setting of all the cameras. There's a creative side that we really want to see particular things. There was even a crane there that was, I don't know, 100 feet tall or something, that sat a couple blocks away to get a particular shot looking through to see Alcatraz. So it's a really amazing process to kind of bring that stuff all together.
What's the craziest thing you have done yet?
Craziest thing I've ever done? I would say jumping my rally car 171 feet. So we did it for
Subaru.
Yeah, for the Subaru. We did it for a TV show in America, and basically I did it at a motocross track, and we did it with sort of motocross jump dimensions, and it was pretty crazy.
How can you prepare for a jump?
Well, part of it's experience because I grew up racing dirt bikes, so I have a knowledge of building jumps and the sizes and all that stuff. And part of it's science, that there's calculations of, angle, speed equals distance, and then a bit of experimentation to get it right. So there's a lot of effort that goes into that to get it right, because if I get it wrong, it can break your back, which I've done.
Do you ever get afraid?
Yeah, I'm getting older. I mean, it's just, I think if you don't get scared every once in a while, you're just not going fast enough. There's a level to that where you need to push yourself and put yourself in an uncomfortable place to push the limits of what you're doing. And especially in stage rally where you're traveling over 100 miles an hour and, it's a blind corner and you have to hear the stage note from your co-driver and trust that that's what that corner is and just do it. So it does get difficult sometimes.
I remember Portugal.
Yeah, that sucked. I hate Portugal. No, I really like Portugal, but I mean, I've had 2 bad experiences there, and hopefully I can put that behind me because, don't ever want that sort of thing to happen there again.
But you have to go on again. I saw a rally in America that you had a big crash and just want to go and continue with no wheels.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of being a rally driver is that, sometimes these things happen and you can finish a stage on 3 wheels and that's just a part of it. But yeah, I accept those dangers and those crashes as part of what I do. And I'm a competitive person. Every time I step into the car, I want to win, but you got to accept that sometimes that goes wrong.
You come from America, but you said that you admired Colin McRae. How come you were into WRC?
I grew up skateboarding and snowboarding and riding motocross, and rally of all the motorsports in the world, rally was the one car motorsport that I liked. I was never a big fan of American motorsports, driving in circles or, drag racing. I respect what they do, but it just wasn't appealing to me. But rally, the way the cars slid and jumped and were in dirt and snow and in Africa and, the snowy stages of Monte Carlo, that's what really interested me because of, the way that the cars were handled and behaved. So it was always really a dream for me to be able to race rally.
And what about F1? You were close to it. That's with Pirelli, if I'm right?
Yeah, that was a bit disappointing. It was, I had a great partnership with Pirelli, and they wanted to put me in there just, for fun and for some PR, and I was too big. Like the Toyota team the last year that they ran, it was 2 guys that were very short, and the whole cockpit was built around them, and I just couldn't fit in it. Really disappointing. I wanted to go do it. I was going to get to race around a Monza, which would have been epic,
No speed.
Yeah, bit scary too.
Do you ever watch Formula One? Do you have somebody that you know from the grid and admire?
Yeah, no, I've watched Formula One for most of my life. I really enjoy Formula One. To me, it's an art form. It's a beautiful form of racing. So yeah, I genuinely pay attention to it every year, and I've become friends with Lewis Hamilton, and I've known Kimi for years because of rally, because he raced in stage rally in the WRC for a couple of years when I was there. So really enjoy watching those guys. It's amazing getting to know those guys, and it's always cool to hear the behind the scenes stories from them about what really goes on. So I enjoy that.
Did you really hear whole stories from Kimi, because he's always saying yes and no?
Usually when he's drunk, I get more out of him.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
So what's in the future for Ken Block? What do you dream of? What do you expect?
Really been enjoying racing rallycross the last couple of years. I've done very well in the championships. Was second last year and won a couple races, and this year I won 3 races and was leading the championship up until a couple races ago, and I've had some really bad luck, and now I'm not going to be able to win the championship, but it is what it is. So, my team and I work very hard, racing rallycross, and we really enjoy it, so look forward to doing that for many years ahead.
Can you explain to me what exactly is the official name of what you do? Because it's not drifting, it's something else.
Yeah, I mean, the main term for what we use is just Gymkhana, which means really technically driving the car and sliding and drifting being a part of that. At the heart of everything I do, though, I'm a racer. I race mostly rallycross with some stage rallies sprinkled in every once in a while and events like this. But yeah, because people call me sometimes a drifter, but that word today has a very specific meaning to rear-wheel drive drifting competitions. So yeah, I guess probably the simplest word is either Gymkhana or just someone that really genuinely loves competing and having fun with cars.
Or just block, discipline on your own.
Yeah.
And finally, a message to your friends in Greece, because you have a very huge audience.
Oh yeah? Well, I genuinely appreciate that. It's amazing to me that so many fans around the world like watching me do what I do, and I've just approached, racing these cars, these amazing, like this Ford Fiesta rally car that I have, taking it out of, the actual competitions and having fun with it and doing really enjoyable things with it over the years has kind of set me apart from all the other race car drivers around the world, and it seems that the motorsport community and fans has really appreciated that, and so I appreciate any Greek fans that like what I do.
Okay, thank you very much
Yeah,
for your time.
thank you.
Pleasure.